everyone, I'm Kimberly Guilfoyle, along with Juan Williams, Pete Hegseth, Lisa Booth, and Greg Gutfeld. It's 5 o'clock in New York City, and this is The Five. It's been the burning question. Will President Trump attend the White House Correspondents' Dinner at the end of the month? Now, as you know, he didn't go last year because of his feud with the press. And now, dun, 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 we have an answer.
I did the Gridiron Dinner a few weeks ago, and that was really terrific. We had a lot of fun, and it was good. But I sort of feel that the press is so bad. It's so fake.
Yeah.
It's so made up. I mean, sources say, and they have no sources. They're like novelists. I call them novelists. They make up the sources. Now, in some cases, there are sources, but then they won't do it correctly either. But in many cases, they literally make up sources. You know, 9 sources within the White House have said there are no 9 sources. So I just think that I want to get it straightened out with the press before I do it. So it's probably pretty unlikely I won't do it.
Well, the White House said today Press Secretary Sarah Sanders will go in Mr. Trump's place. Now, did the president make the right move considering how the press treats him? Here are just a few of the latest examples.
Hey, Alex, instead of Trump makes bizarre false claims, can you say Trump lies and then just put in parentheses again, close parentheses, about illegal voting?
Perfect.
Done.
I mean,
He's as dismissive of truth as he is of ethics. It is a device that works up to a point, and I'm sad to say that it also can lead to the diminishment of democracy, if not its death.
Fear is the lubricant of Trumpism. Small, petty, cruel, mean-spirited fear. And that's what we saw today.
Fear is the lubricant of dictators.
Oh.
We know he likes dictators a whole lot.
I mean, those are just a few. You could put a whole hour of this, and we would just never even get enough of it, right? I mean, come on. And then there's Juan for an hour. What do you think of this? Good decision, bad decision?
I don't think fear is the lubricant is just stuck in my brain. I think it's a good decision. I'm sure most of us have been to these dinners. I've been to 2 or 3. It is fake. It's faker than the scenery and Sound of Music. And they always say, well, it's a good cause and you should go, but it's really pathetic. It's a pathetic event. There are 2 groups, right? There's the press, and there are the celebrities that the press invites, okay? And the celebrities wander around the auditorium like cool kids at an ugly farm, which it is. And the press indulges the celebrities while climbing over each other for selfies. It's really embarrassing and sad to see like grown men and women acting really stupid because, oh my God, that person is in that sitcom. The other thing is, which I love about this on a personal note, is that the dinner is Saturday night. And if Donald Trump isn't going, then I'm hoping my show, the Greg Gutfeld show, Saturdays at 10, is not covering it live because it is the most tedious waste of time I could imagine. We could counter-program, do something more fun, maybe have Donald Trump on.
There you go. I think you're right.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. There's absolutely no reason the president should go to this at all. Sycophants serving sycophants. They hate him so much, yet they want him so much.
Yeah, it's true.
They're like, they run against him every single day, but they want to bask in his glow so that they can mock him. Look at who they're giving awards to. So Trevor Noah is hosting it. CNN's getting an award for fantastic journalism. NBC's getting an award for fantastic journalism. And the New York Times, the failing New York Times, Maggie Haberman, getting an award for fantastic journalism. Why in the world would she do that?
I don't think Trevor is. I think it's a writer. I think it's a writer from The Daily Show.
Michael Wolff, Michelle Wolff, a correspondent from the show.
Yeah.
I'm sure equally fair.
Equally fair and entertaining and crazy.
It's also the embodiment of everything President Trump campaigned against. It's the media elites. This is the swamp. And so I love the juxtaposition of what he did last year during the night of the dinner when he held that rally in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And I hope he does the same thing, goes to Wisconsin, goes to Ohio, and stands there, as he did last year, looking at those people and saying, you're the forgotten men and women. I am with you. Well, all of those people that we hate, that I'm campaigning against, part of the swamp, they're all back in D.C., schmucking it up, right? And so I think it's really smart, and I think he should go hit the campaign trail and do the exact same thing he did last year.
That's so interesting because you wonder, Juan, what else could he do that would delight you and enthrall you since he's not going to be attending this?
Oh, well, he could step down. But
that's not going to happen either. Yeah.
Right. But I'm so curious.
You'd cry, honestly. You'd be so bored.
Really, what would we do? Because and what we would do for ratings? He's just a ratings.
Oh, we got Hillary.
What?
We have Hillary.
Hillary, that's right. You have Hillary. I forgot. That's a good point.
Yeah.
But I must say, you guys seem to take a one-sided view of this. I think it was Donald Trump who said the press is the enemy of the American people. And I think
fake news. He said
Opposition.
that. That was on a tweet.
Is that what it is?
No, Steve Bannon calls them the opposition party.
No, but
Right.
Trump said fake news.
Now you
That's
also
on the
said
tweet.
enemy of the American
Yeah, fake news
people.
is enemy of the people.
Right.
That's
but
different.
but then it seems to me like, you know, some of these bites that we played at the top of the show, people are complaining about something very legitimate, which is that he said, oh, these immigrant women are getting raped, right?
They
Then he
are?
said there were so many illegal votes, fraudulent votes in California that it swung. I mean, like, what is going on? He has no evidence for this. Then the press points it out, and you guys say, there goes the press again.
But it's not just Donald Trump. It's also CBS's John Dickerson said the media has done a good enough job of ruining their reputation on their own. They're the ones who illegitimize themselves. You look at all these stories that have been so egregiously wrong, whether it's the ABC Brian Ross story, whether it's stories with CNN, just getting blatant, simple facts like a timeline incorrect. So they're the ones that have damaged their own reputation. So don't you think that the media bears some culpability here?
Sure, people make mistakes. We make mistakes. But I mean, that's true of every presidency. To my mind, and I must say, I think I've been to almost, every one of them since 1980. And the only one time the president missed was Ronald Reagan after he was shot. I mean, so there's a reason. I mean, you put it down as like sycophancy or whatever you said. But, in reality, it's an opportunity for people who often are in direct conflict and, the kind of press versus powerful people to, for a second, say, slow down. That's why, guess who went to the Gridiron dinner just a few weeks ago that was even more exclusive elite? It was Donald Trump. Now, that wasn't televised. This is televised. This is more open. Actually, this is far more democratic than the Gridiron dinner.
I think. Go ahead.
No, please, Rick.
Well, all I know is I can go by my own experience being there, and it is a sweaty, pathetic huddle of wannabe celebrities up against celebrities, and and the idea of sitting at home watching a dinner when you could be watching something real, like the Greg Gutfeld show, or Jesse's show, or Judge Jeanine.
Interesting.
Yes. I'm trying to plug. It's Saturday night, everybody.
Exactly. And there's Fox and Friends Monday.
Yes.
There you go.
Or this weekend.
No, it's a huddle of self-important people that believe they're saving the republic from Donald Trump. If you watch the way this dinner went through 8 years of Barack Obama, he may have attended it, but he was attending a chorus of clapping seals who were propagating his administration for 8 years. So to think that Donald Trump's going to get anywhere near a fair hearing and not just be smeared, I think it's fantasy talk. And I think he's a see something, say something president. You talk about all the different aspects of his technically every aspect. He identifies things like lawlessness on our southern border and says we can't have it. We got to do something about it. And the press picks it apart no matter what.
Yeah, but Pete, you bring up a great point, because if you look at this from like a larger scale, get some elevation on it, they're very unfair to the president. The press is. They will not give the credit for the absolute facts of what he's done in terms of his accomplishments, his national security and the economy, what he's trying to do with immigration, how he's deregulated and got rid of some of the problems that are stifling the economy back. They don't want to admit any of it. They don't want to give him credit for any of the things that he's done. So that's what has caused this relationship to be the way it is.
You mean Ann Coulter? Oh, because I think Ann Coulter is not the far left or the press. I think she's attacking him from the right. And I think that when people say, hey, you didn't deliver on the wall, or you, Mr. President, are a Republican, don't we believe in free trade? And we see the stock market exercising volatility. And you say, hey, Mr. President, why are you starting? Says Larry Kudlow, we're not having a trade war. The next morning, more penalties on China and more trade war and more of a fall.
There's no war happening yet. There's an evening of the scales, and we'll see if China backs down.
By the way, nothing's happened, actually. Nothing has happened. They're just talking about it. Can we just say what the obvious thing is here? He's not going because he's smart. You don't go to a place where people are just going to insult you for 2 hours or 3 hours.
So
just say.
But no, your point earlier was what I was thinking. They would kiss his butt.
Really?
Really? Because he's the
Really?
president.
Really?
He's the president.
You think
And
so?
they would always look. They always honor the office, the president, and that's why you say they want him to come because
They've
he brings
honored
the
the office
glamour of the
president.
office.
Have you been looking
They've been
at the
so
headlines
disrespectful.
or
Think
paying
about
attention
it.
to what's being reported by a lot of
CNN is getting an
people?
award at this dinner for
Right.
broadcast in the broadcast category for their coverage of Russia.
Right.
Have you watched CNN and their coverage of Russia? It's the most one-sided, slanted assault on this president that
Yeah.
I've ever
Oh,
seen.
no.
Where there was
Obsession for the
no
last year.
collusion that they
Exactly.
created, so they get the award for manufacturing fake news. That's what this
You
is
should have
about.
an alternative White House
The New York
correspondent.
Times
do a
had an
fake news
editorial
award
this
instead of
morning. The New York Times had an editorial this morning that said, we've got to see the larger thing. He encourages people in other countries to go after their press. This is not good for democracy.
Fake news.
All right, there you go. Stay right there for the real news, because coming up next, Dana Perino joins us live from California, where she just interviewed Facebook's COO, Sheryl Sandberg. Dana asked her, about all the scandals engulfing the social media giant. We'll break it down next and remove Greg from the set.